make healthy cookie dough balls with us while we compare our favorite books. Okay, if you don't know who we are, my name is Livia.
And I'm Maya.
And we run a blog called identicalrecipes.com where we post our recipes. And we have a cookbook coming out, so go check that out.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. Okay, we don't know each other's ranks yet, so we are going to see as it goes on. We're going to be making the cookie dough from our blog, so we're going to start with the peanut butter. I'm going to use up the rest of this one. These are so good. We're literally making this video because we wanted to make more cookie dough balls. And if you're allergic to peanut butter or you just don't want peanut butter, you can always do mashed up bananas or applesauce or
a different nut butter.
Or even like cottage cheese or Greek yogurt. Mixing up the peanut butter. Here is our camera setup. Okay, we're gonna start with our rank number 5 books. 3, 2, 1. I picked out The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna.
I picked out Alicia My Story by Alicia Appleman German.
It was about a whole adventure book of this girl and her family that lived off-grid in Alaska, and really made me want to live off-grid in Alaska.
And this is like a survivor of the Holocaust story.
This is actually one of the books in my rank as well. I'm up to it. But I read it for the first time in like 4th grade, and then I've basically read it like every single year since then. It's just one of, I don't want to say like favorite, but it is one of the most memorable survivor testimonies that I've read before. It's so well written and inspiring.
You just feel like you learn something about life in general.
And survival skills and just...
Yeah. Just being grateful for everything.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that is number 5. Let's do honey. Pouring the honey. Okay, that's good. Also, we don't normally post YouTube videos. If you're here from my TikTok or Instagram, I usually make short videos. So we're trying something new and see if you guys like it. Yum. Okay, now we're gonna do our number 4 book. Wait, I low-key do not remember my rank. I'm actually gonna add some cinnamon. Yummy. I don't have cinnamon on the recipe, but I like adding it because we add oats to it. So it's basically like a oatmeal chocolate chip cookie. You can't go wrong with cinnamon.
Yeah, you can't. You don't taste it that much either, but it just like enhances the flavor.
Yeah. 4th book in 3, 2, 1. Okay, mine is the Alicia book. We already talked about it.
Okay, mine is The People in the Trees by Hanya Yanagihara. Don't hate me if I said that wrong.
I read it. I thought it was really good. It's just not one of my top 5. It's basically about a scientist that goes to an island to not discover, but like do research on these people that live in the trees. It's very well written. Just the author writes really well in general. One of my next top books is by this author, and I'm not gonna spill it, but like it's a very popular book. So if you like the book that we're gonna be showing later on, you will definitely like this. Just the way that she writes and explains things, it's very impressive. Okay, number 4. Next ingredient that we're gonna be doing is vanilla. This literally is such a staple. It's so simple, but vanilla takes it such a long way. Now onto book number 3. 3, 2, 1. Oh, the bell jar. Fresh Water for Flowers.
Mine is The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. Classic.
So Fresh Water for Flowers is about a graveyard worker, and it's kind of a mystery novel. I read it a long time ago, but I just remember it being one of my favorite books, and it made me feel like if I were to ever be in a position where I'd have to be a graveyard worker, it wouldn't be the end of the world.
Okay.
Anyways. One thing I also really liked about this book is that every chapter starts with, the camera's gonna die, fart. There's about like 100 chapters. But they all start with some sort of quote, which I really enjoyed, because they were all very, very beautifully written quotes. But this book is basically about a beautiful woman, and she slowly goes insane. It's good. It's not my favorite, but it is a lot of people's favorite. Camera's gonna die. Okay, Okay, so my camera died. R.I.P. So we moved to my phone. Ooh, next ingredient is going to be protein powder. Let me tell you, if you don't even have to be plant-based. This is literally the best protein powder I've ever had in my life. And I do have an affiliate link, but this is not sponsored. I literally just absolutely love Koya protein powder, especially the vanilla flavor. I've literally had it
insane.
in everything that I've eaten today. I'm not even lying. I have it in my coffee. I have it in my oatmeal. I have it in the brownie balls that we're making. I've already had 2 today. It literally smells like when you open up a bag of graham crackers when you're little. That is what it smells like. Wait, let me add another scoop. We have the protein powder mixed in. And now we're going to move on to book number 2. 3, 2, 1. Oh, A Little Life.
A Little Life.
So both of our book number 2s were A Little Life. He was in an accident, and it basically goes into like his story of like being abused when he was a kid, and then like how it affected his life later on. It's very, very sad. But I do think it's a book that a lot of people should read because it teaches you a lot about perspective and how lucky you are. This is the book that's written by Hanya Yanagihara.
This is the book that got us to read The People in Trees because it was so well written. You just don't get that from a lot of authors.
She writes so beautifully, just the way that she has written every single word so precisely, and she knows exactly how to say what she wants to say, and she does that for 800 pages. It gets slow in some parts, but it is so worth it. I recently reread it for the second time, and it took me a couple weeks, but it is such a good book. It is such a good book. Next ingredient. These are blended up oats, and we used to make our little oat ball concoctions with plain oats, but it is such a game changer, guys, to blend up your oats. So please do it. It is so easy to do. This is literally how you make oat flour. So
if you don't like oats, this will make you like them. This might take a second to mix up.
Okay, I'll show you guys her mixing it. It is hard to mix up, so we didn't completely mix it, but this is what she should look like. Milk. This is almond milk, okay? You can use water. It's a bad habit, but I tend to just go over to the sink and add a little bit of water because milk really doesn't make that much of a difference.
Mentally it does.
Mentally it does, but it really doesn't. The amount of times I have used water and she has not been able to tell the difference is crazy. Here is the milk. We're going to use all of it. I want these to be kind of sticky because then once they're chilled and then you roll them in chocolate, it'll be the perfect fudgy texture. It's so good. Next, I'm going to be chopping up this leftover Tony's Chocolonely. It's getting one of my hands.
Nasty.
Okay, now for the finale, we are going to be sharing what our book number one is. So this is both of our favorite books. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, mine's backwards.
What is that? Mine is The Silent Patient.
Mine is The Hot Zone.
Basically, mine is about a silent patient.
Wow,
Really? Oh my god, mind blowing. Anyways, it's a patient that doesn't say anything, and she's been in like this insane asylum for a long time, and she doesn't share her story and why she won't speak. And throughout the book, she entrusts this doctor and starts sharing some of her story, and he's trying to like break her out of it. And there is such a twist at the end of the book that I was mind blown. It's like a fast-paced book, so you're kind of engaged throughout the entire one. It's just one of those books that you can just fly through. You don't want to stop reading because you're like, oh my god, I want to know the next part.
Mine is The Hot Zone. It's basically about the history and study of Ebola and how they came across the resistant strain of Ebola. It's very interesting.
I read this freshman year in high school for biology class, and that's why I just did enjoy it, because who enjoys a book you're forced to read? But it was really interesting.
No, we both read it at the same time, and I reread it a couple weeks ago in like 3 days.
See, the thing is, even if you're not interested in learning about pandemics, health, and factual information and books like that, I think this is such a good book to get into stuff like that, because knowing different bits of information about small things is such a good thing to have.
You feel like you get something out of it.
Yeah, exactly. It's so interesting to just learn about different things that you just were so ignorant to before, and that is definitely one of those books that can be like, oh my god, the Ebola virus, you hear about that all the time, but like you don't actually know exactly the history of it, and this researcher writes it in such a fascinating way.
Yeah.
Okay, now that we've shared all of our favorite books, we are going to be taste testing it before we scoop them. Look how yummy. Yum. Okay, we're gonna go inside and we're gonna scoop them, and then we will come back to taste test. Okay, we will be back. Okay, we are completely changed, as you can see, meaning enough time has passed. Finally, try.
They've been dipped in chocolate and glazed with chocolate.
Yum. So we are gonna.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna do Lady and the Tramp.
Mmm. They're so good.
They're so good.
Look how amazing that is. They're unbelievably good. That's like a Buckeye, but it's better for you. Thanks for watching.
Bye. I know, but I can't take you seriously. You're like,
Yeah, because like, why would you just?
why would you do that?
Shot my sister. Shout out to the society and hating on you guys for canceling that.